Welcome to the Easy Like Sunday Dinner Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Sunday, January 25th, Conference Champion Weekend. This is your host, the commish, Mike Giuliano. As always, we have our producer, Chris.
Yeah, what up?
But today we also have some special guests from the Lone Star Betrayal Division, the champion of our league, Dylan Harris.
Yo.
And his brother, Justin Harris.
How's it going?
Unfortunately, Ryan Harris could not join us today due to the blizzard we are experiencing today.
Snow.
Yeah, he's plowing snow, making lots of money, hopefully.
He's going to spend on cards.
Yes, probably. Yeah, we are still coming together remotely via this amazing technology that we have, and are still able to do the podcast, even though it's a blizzard outside. So thanks for joining me, gentlemen. Since Sunday dinner's canceled today, my birthday Sunday dinner, by the way, it's my birthday today.
Rip. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to Mike.
Oh, thanks,
Happy
guys.
birthday to our commissioner.
But what's everybody eating for Sunday dinner today?
Spinach and cheese raviolis.
Spinach and cheese
From Costco.
raviolis from Costco. Sounds boring.
I mean,
I
it's
believe-
so.
That's messed up, man. He just kind of opened up, and he's like, I'm going to share my dinner plans with you. And-
Yeah, you asked.
Yeah, you asked. You're like, shut up,
I
you
wanted
idiot.
something exciting. Spinach
Something
and cheese
exciting. What
raviolis.
is he having?
What do you mean
He's
excited?
having beef
What?
Wellington. I'm having beef Wellington that I've been preparing. I have a pig roasting out in the yard. I dug a hole last night.
It's just a giant steam coming out of his backyard right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will walk over for a pig roast, Chris. So, thank you.
Oh, we have hired.
I'm having
We should.
chicken thighs, cilantro lime style with cilantro lime rice.
There you go. See, a little more exciting. There we go. Sounds good, though.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I made chili.
That's so
Are you-
stupid.
you're talking about
That's the
what?
dumbest
What?
dinner you could possibly have.
I
Oh,
made
just put-
homemade chili.
I just put some shit in a pot and turned it on.
Would you grow the tomatoes or something?
Yeah,
I
would you kill
made-
the cow?
Champion level chili. Remember, I won the
Yeah,
chili cook-off.
Yes. That is award-winning
Better have.
chili right there.
Award-winning chili
You
from
better
the
have. You're the only one
I
who went to
mean, I feel
culinary.
like-
2020.
I feel like we just gave you the award so we wouldn't have to hear you lose. So
Oh, shut up.
yeah.
I don't know about that. We'll see. These sound effects need to go away. Okay. It's been a while for the podcast, but we're back to it on Sundays at 1 o'clock. Today we're recapping the Lone Star Betrayal Division, which we have recapped about like 3 times
Yeah,
now.
we're professionals at this point.
Because we've all the other audios have failed in the past, and I'm hoping we're sounding good live on YouTube right now. I have no idea if we are.
Rest in peace to episode 0 and 0.5. This is third time's the charm. We are prepared.
Do we sound good, Justin? Did you check YouTube?
Yep, I checked it. Oh, I didn't check YouTube because I'm the one recording, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't need to
Oh,
check
I
it.
mean,
Hopefully,
I can,
people are
I mean,
listening, and
I have the studio up. I can look on my phone real quick. I think we're good.
no one's complaining.
but yeah. So, why? I mean, we've talked about this before, but why are you guys called the Lone Star Betrayal Division? Sunday dinner pilot episode podcast.
Oh, you're asking.
Okay,
me.
we don't
Sorry,
need to hear
I
my-
heard the background noise. Yeah. So we're called. You're asking why we're called Easy Like Sunday Dinner.
No. Why are you guys called the Lone Star Betrayal Division?
All right, sorry, I got really distracted there for a second. Lone Star
That's
Betrayal
just
is
sound
because
is fun.
Ryan got recorded, like claiming that he was gonna change fandoms and that he was changing fandoms over to from the Dallas Cowboys over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So apparently that just represents the entire like Harris portion of.
Yeah, we're all guilty by association at this point.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I mean, we're all kind of fed up with Jerry Jones's BS, but I mean, I'm still sticking with our boys. But
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking with the boys, but Jerry Jones also made a little bit of a comeback this year in terms of, doing something with the team. I will have to say that.
Yeah, his jersey sales went downhill, so he's like, oh, maybe I should do something. But it's all about the money.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we basically named your division after because Brian's lack of fandom for the Cowboys nowadays.
The one guy who's not here.
The one guy who's not here yet, and the one who got in last place, and will be doing a punishment this year.
Yes.
So yeah, we could have come up with any other names. We just kind of quickly
That's
said.
all right. They were on the fly.
Yeah. But as usual, like we did last time with the they them division, we're gonna recap your guys' division, talk about final standings, draft results, how your seasons went, trades, waiver pickups, all that kind of stuff. Even though we've talked about it 3 times now. But let's start with the guy that's not here, Ryan. He finished the season with a record of 2-12, which was last place in our league. So as last place in our league, he's going to be doing a punishment, which is going to be a 9-9-9. So he's got to eat 9 hot dogs, drink 9 beers within 9 innings of baseball. Do we think he's going to be able to achieve that?
No, absolutely not.
He needs to get off the. He needs to get off the GLP for a week beforehand at least.
Listen, I feel as though I gave him a game plan. He needs to start pounding those mini hot dogs, like the tiny ones you have for appetizers. Like that should be his breakfast, lunch.
Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, pigs in a blanket for the next month or 2, and he should be all right if he does that.
You said the whole family pack.
Yeah, the whole family pack. He's got to start buying them family packs, and that's dinner.
Yeah.
Maybe let's just start shipping them to his house. Maybe he doesn't want to start.
Yeah, it's a business expense.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we'll just start shipping them to his house. Be like, here you go. Here's box number 1 to test out.
I feel like we should ship him to Caitlin's dad. Address it to Caitlin's dad. So like, who the fuck is sending me these mini hot dogs?
I wonder who's the cook in that house. Maybe if he's the cook, maybe we do address it to him, and then he cooks them for Ryan and just brings a tray of mini hot dogs down to the basement for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be. I'm excited for that punishment. I know Charlie's excited for that punishment to finally have somebody else do an official punishment in our league. But it should be a fun time. Lots of throw up. So
Ryan's just a fun-loving guy. So it's going to be, that he's at least going to have a good time with it, at the very least.
Yeah, definitely. So the reason Ryan was 2-12 is because coming into the season, he had no first-round pick and no third-round pick because the previous season he tried to go all in, tried to get CeeDee Lamb on his team, traded Quinn a first-round pick and a third-round pick plus some players all to get CeeDee Lamb, but it did nothing for him. I don't think he even ended up making the playoffs this year. He's made the playoffs 3 out of 6 years altogether, 50% of the time, which isn't horrible, especially compared to the rest of his division. He's about average. But we expected him to come in last place this year, which he did. So let's dive into his draft first. Like I just said, he didn't have a first-round pick, so his first pick was in the 2nd round. And he went with A.J. Brown in the 2nd round, which was a horrible pick. Did not serve him well. Coming into the season, I personally did not like A.J. Brown. I just didn't expect him to have a good season. He's the head case in Philly, and I don't really picture him as the number 1 receiver. They got a great run game there. They can win without throwing the ball.
Well, I think most of my doubts came from the quarterback position more so than any quarterback position and scheme. Like A.J. Brown's a great player, and he's shown that he can put up some stats and be a good fantasy player, but it's just the inconsistency of it all. He's open, he's there, and the problem is that he needs to be fed a lot to be consistent, and he's just not like one of those guys that can not be targeted for a couple drives and then pick up from there. Like you need to feed him the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He needs to get a flow going.
Yeah, so to have him be Ryan's first pick of the draft did not help him. And then so he skipped the third round. Then his fourth round pick was DeAndre Swift, which ended up being kind of like running back by committee later in the season. I think he had a decent overall season, but probably the best he could have gotten at that point. Actually, he could have gotten James Cook, who had a better season. But moving on, sorry, go ahead.
You said James Cook could have had a better season?
No, Ryan could have drafted James Cook in that fourth round, and he had a better season than Swift.
Gotcha.
Which would have helped Ryan have a better season.
Right.
He could have had when he took Brown, like Jonathan Taylor was still on the board. He could have had Taylor and Cook on his team, which would have definitely made his season better. But if we really nitpick drafts, we could be here all day being like, I could have done this, could have done that. So then we got into Ryan's keepers in the next round. He had Mike Evans kept in the fifth round. He took Trevor Lawrence in the sixth round, which ended up being a good quarter. He was a top 5 quarterback finish. He had JSN in the seventh round as a keeper, which was a great pick. But he ended up trading him away, which we'll get into a little bit later. And then his last keeper was Nick Chubb in the eighth round, which was not a good keeper. And then the rest of his draft was just kind of blah. Cam Ward, Ferguson, tight end from the Cowboys, Jadon Blue never really did anything. Jaden Reed got hurt. Tucker Kraft got hurt. Lions defense. Devontae Turpin. Yeah. Not much going on there. But that's why he finished 12.
Sorry, I'm just trying to navigate sleeper right now. So Turpin was in the 15th. Okay, yeah. So
we don't have our printout.
Did he pick Tom Brady in the 17th round? No, that was Quinn. Okay.
That was Quinn because he had so many picks. He traded Ryan some picks later. Yeah. Ryan picked like Jameis Winston in the 17th.
Yeah, God.
And Trey Benson in the 16th was not a bad pick for him. That's probably one of his better picks of the draft. And of course he got hurt, but
yeah, that's unfortunate. Arizona had some problems this year in general, so I don't know. That's just a bad beat.
Yeah. But overall, not a strong enough draft to be able to overcome that not having a first and third round pick. So Ryan then had to, go to some trades to try to. I wouldn't say make his team better because I think he was just focused on the following season. Even though some of these trades are some head scratchers, but let's jump into them and see what they were. So his first trade. His first actual trade, because I'm going to skip over the Justin Ryan Lions for Buccaneers trade, was a trade with Nick where Ryan traded away Mike Evans to get Shaheed and a 2026 sixth round pick. I think that was a good trade for him. He got some draft capital for the following season. Mike Evans, I believe, was probably injured, or eventually he did get injured, so wasn't going to do much for Ryan anyway. And Shaheed was just kind of a throw in there, somebody to pop into your lineup if he happens to do something. But I would say one of Ryan's smarter trades there. His next trade was trading away Tucker Kraft to Ben and getting a 2026 eighth round pick and David Njoku, which was another good trade. Yeah.
That one, that's residual to like half of fantasy is luck because that ended up playing out for him pretty well because Tucker Kraft tore his ACL. But Njoku's no slouch at the tight end position either. So overall, yeah, good trade.
Yeah. He was playing for next season, and that trade helped him there. The next trade which is where the head scratching starts, is his trade with Justin, where Justin traded Ryan, Justin Herbert, Dalton Kincaid, and an 8th-round pick. So now at this point, he has 3 8th-round picks. And Ryan gave Justin Ferguson and JSN. And JSN was Ryan's best keeper at that point. Was only going to be a 6th-round pick the following year. Ended up being like one of the best receivers. I think that probably finished, 2 at the position for fantasy. And yeah, Justin, how do you feel about that trade, doing that to your brother?
It's the best keeper I've ever had, especially after a really dookie year of keepers that I had. And thank you, Ryan. I felt so bad that I ended up throwing him just an extra 8th-round pick for his troubles for absolutely nothing. Literally nothing. It was just an 8th-round pick thrown to him. So, you're welcome.
So great.
I love the soundboard.
I can't wait. I'm going to spend most of my time uploading clips of DMX songs.
Specifically DMX?
Oh, specific. Like, what? Oh, my dog.
Yeah, overall, I mean, you can't beat getting someone like JSN in general. Like, the fact that he kept him for a 7th-round pick last year, it could have saved a season. Like, that was really the only thing going for him. I'm surprised that he allowed me to, like, talk him into accepting that trade. I think that we had some other talks about, like, other players as well, but I can't remember. I initially wanted to give him Sam Darnold, but he talked me up to Justin Herbert, and I was like, fine, cool. But then he ended up trading Justin Herbert away anyway, which we'll talk about that, I guess, at some point. But hey,
yeah, that's the biggest trade to talk about in this episode, because it was the craziest of the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, what was everyone else's reactions to that? Dylan, do you have any 2 cents to put into after, like, what was your initial reaction to that trade yourself?
I mean, I obviously didn't like it, but I kind of felt like, and no disrespect to Ryan, but like he couldn't really find a good move to make for himself to save his life throughout, most of the season this year, unfortunately. Didn't like it, but not surprised. I guess I'd have to go with, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I was just pissed that I couldn't get JSN. I was like, I could have offered you way better shit.
Yeah.
Listen, half the trade offers I got from you to start, I didn't even want to talk to you because they were so bad. So I don't want to hear it.
You gotta
recommend trading with him.
You gotta put your toe in the water and test the waters a little bit. And okay, this is what I'm dealing with. You never know. People's feelings get it's a roller coaster. Fantasy football, up and down. You might catch somebody on a bad day. They're like, sure, yeah, I'll do this trade over this player right now.
I mean, that's fair, but half the time you just pissed me off. I was like, no, get away from me.
So I'm learning everybody's trade trends here. I know, I understand you now, Justin. I understand you better. But yeah, so Ryan trades away his best keeper, which makes no sense because he's focusing on keepers for the next season, and then he does a trade with Brandon, which was a steal of a deal, as Chris would say, where Brandon got AJ Brown from him for Calvin Ridley and Travis Hunter. And Hunter, I believe, was already out for the season at that point, but Ryan was planning on using him as a keeper, but he was actually a 5th-round pick. So, even though that value probably isn't even that good, and then Ryan calls me a couple weeks ago to randomly talk about keepers, and he's not even planning to keep Hunter. And it's just like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, my God. I mean, I don't love Hunter as a player, at least not yet. Like he has to show it before I like fall in love with him because he's that multi-positional tool player that his snap share is going to be decreased on offense because of that, right? Like I don't know the stats right off the top of my head.
Well, he's
I'd love
got
to
to get
see.
tired. I mean, like,
That's what I'm saying though, is that like there's no way that his snap share was very good.
yeah. I mean, he could
I
probably
mean,
do that in college because, like, look where he was playing and the teams they were playing against. But, like,
yeah, so
NFL is just a whole different speed game. They hit harder.
I'm looking at his snap share before he got hurt, which he basically just went out after the bye. But so first week 64%, next week 59, 53, 56, 67, 78, 87. So
Yeah.
it was going up. 87% of the snaps, and I'm pretty sure he got hurt that game. That or he got hurt on the bye, I can't remember. And he like that's a pretty decent snap share. That's impressive. And of course he got his first touchdown of the year and then nothing the rest of the season because he got hurt. But that's just I don't know. He's an intriguing player, but I don't know if I wasn't willing to give up like a big, like any like big picks for him. Like if he felt like I don't know when did he get drafted? I don't have the draft list up right this second, but
I think it was the fifth.
fifth. If he was there in like the eighth, I would have been like, all right, that's a decent waiver for him. But like fifth, that's like starting caliber proven player to me. But I don't know. What do you guys disagree with that? Because I think a lot of people like him.
I totally agree with that take. I mean, he's going to be a 4th-round pick next year if Ryan ended up keeping him. Coming back from injury, they have Parker Washington, who has shown what he can do. They got Myers now. They still have BTJ, whatever happens with him. You know, they got Brenton Strange. They have a good backfield. Like, he's not worth a 4th-round pick.
He's not. I don't. For Ryan's case, I don't think he's worth keeping. But like to your point, like because I think the Jacoby Myers trade probably changed a lot with how they want to move forward with Hunter in general. Like now he can play more defense. He's a ball hawk. He's a very mental. Like he's very good. He's arguably better at defense than he is at offense. But he just has he has that determination to be both sides. Like he does not want to be just the one.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically that trade meant nothing. And Brandon got AJ Brown for free. And from I think everybody in the league to Ryan, let's review your trade before you send those, please, in the future. For the sake of the rest of us.
He's going on trade probation.
I think so. He's being sent to the principal's office. We need to review your trades before you're gonna hit send.
Trade parole.
Yeah, until we can trust him. Because especially with this next trade, I mean, this was like the cherry on top. So Ryan trades away Justin Herbert, who he got from you. He throws in a 7th-round pick, which yes, it's a 7th-round pick. Like he already has 3 8th-round picks. I'm not sure if he already has maybe another 7th-round pick. Like lots of draft capital, but yes, you're giving away picks when you're playing for the following season already. And he gets Sam Laporta, and Spencer Rattler back in that trade. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing else you can do but laugh at that trade. Spencer Rattler played, I think, another half after that trade and then was benched for Tyler Shuck. And Sam Laporta got injured. I mean, the season he was playing for, it didn't matter anyway. But keeper wise, he can only be kept one more time, and he's a 9th-round pick. And it's like you're giving up. Like at the end of the day, Justin Herbert didn't matter, but you're giving up a 7th-round pick to keep Sam Laporta. It was just a pointless trade, basically.
Well, yeah, was Laporta even has he been good since his rookie year?
He definitely has not. He has not performed at the same level.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Like I'm looking at his previous year. It's just the fact that he was out for basically after week 10. But 13.9, 5.6, 7.3, 6.9, 20.2, 16.5, 4.5 by 23, 23.7, 10.3. Those aren't bad numbers. Those are like he's probably like still a top 10 tight end within that. And I guess the question is that worth your first 10 pick? Any of your first 10 picks? Yeah, I'd say at least one. Like I'd say like I don't think ninth round is a terrible value for that, right?
Yeah, I don't think. I hope he keeps him. I think value at 9 is good. But you can only keep him one more time. I just feel like it was for a 7th round pick for when he probably had other people. Like if we just didn't do the JSN trade, he would have had keepers to keep. Like I feel like he was maybe stretching at that point, be like, oh, now I need to like look into keepers. Oh, Sam Laporta could be kept. Let me get him, but let me give up draft capital to get him. Overall, didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I think Spencer Rattler for me just like blows my mind in that trade.
Well, the value for a quarterback was kind of in question at that point. Like we were not in question. Like quarterbacks are pretty heavily weighted in our league because we can't. You can't. It's the only position you cannot keep, and so, and we're super flex. So any starting quarterback is pretty much gold. So he didn't know the reality of Shuck ever starting because Rattler was still playing. And was he playing well? No. Could he play well? It remained to be seen, but at least he was starting. It's kind of like if you start like a boomer bust player, like they're either putting up 1 or they're putting up 25. Well, I look at it in the same framework at least, but not to fully defend that. Spencer Rattler's a terrible quarterback, so not for fantasy I should specify, but nonetheless, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Ryan, ended his trade season with a good one though. I think trading with you, he traded DeAndre Swift to get Betrayal 2 and then a 4th-round pick. I think he ended on a good note there. He's getting have 2 4th-round picks heading into next year. Betrayal 2 could be a potential keeper. I forget exactly what round he was kept in, but we'll see what that backfield looks like next year. He would be a 13th-round pick. I think that
was a 14th round pick, so he's a 13th round keeper if he wants to do it. He's a 3rd down back, and I think LaQuint Allen got more time than he did, really. But he's a tough one. I don't think he's a good keeper option personally, just because they split a lot of time in that backfield.
Mm-hmm.
And ETN had just an absolute boom of a season this year.
Yeah, which nobody expected that. But yeah, hey, you got a 4th-round pick out of it. So at the end of the day, Ryan had 9 total trades done, which led the league, tied with Justin, because they did a lot together actually. So if we're quoting Ben, the only way you can get a trade done in our league is to do it with a sibling. The Harrisons have a lot of those.
Yeah, and then Ryan immediately did the Njoku trade with him, right? That was I'm pretty sure it was like immediately after that. Ben was like, "Oh, only siblings do business together," and then they traded.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, so waivers. He didn't have anything really that stood out to me that we can really talk about waivers wise. So let's move on to the next team in the Lone Star division. Mr. Justin Harris finished 2nd in the division with an 8-6 record, made the playoffs. Yes, congratulations. That was only your 2nd time making the playoffs.
In like 4 seasons.
No, 6 seasons. We've had 6 seasons now. I mean, coming into the season, you were 1 for 5. You made it the first season, and then you were in the championship game the first season against Brandon, and then since then, no playoffs.
I've always been middle of the pack. Okay, thanks for the quack. I've always been middle of the pack, but it's been lower middle. Like I feel like I've been just like right outside looking in, but it's because I've had really bad keepers. Now I think I got you all on the ropes. I finally got a good keeper.
Well, yeah, you got to do a trade with your brother to get JSN.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But yeah, I mean, coming into the draft, you had basically a standard draft. Didn't have because you ended up you traded a lot of picks away the previous year, but you ended up recouping those picks back once you realized you weren't making the playoffs. So you basically had like kind of a straightforward draft. Your keepers heading into the draft were Xavier Worthy in the 5th round, Brian Thomas Jr. in the 6th round, and Brian Robinson in the 8th round.
All garbage. For context, the one that pisses me off the most, and I think everyone knows who I'm going to talk about, is fucking Brian Robinson. Because immediately once I set my keepers, I think it was like, not immediately, but like a week later, he got traded to the 49ers. And so it's an intriguing spot, but he's not sharing touches with fucking Christian McCaffrey. That wasn't happening. That was never going to happen. But I held on to him the entire freaking year because I was like, not hoping, but hopeful that there would be an injury somewhere that would get him some playtime, and it just never happened. Infuriating. And then Worthy sucked, and BTJ I traded away because he got thrown too many hospital balls.
I mean, for how your keepers turned out, and you ended up making the playoffs though, so you got to kudos to yourself there. Draft wise, you traded up to have the first round pick, the first pick of the draft. You went with Josh Allen, which he ended up being the QB1 in fantasy.
Yes, sir.
And then your second round pick was Omarion Hampton, who, if he didn't get hurt, well, I think would have been more helpful.
For sure.
He had a solid rookie season. And then third round pick, Ted McMillan. Probably not worth a third round pick. But,
absolutely not.
A solid rookie season compared to like normal rookie seasons. And then let's see, 4th round. Then you got Justin Herbert in the 4th round. And then we got into your keepers, Worthy 5th, Thomas 6th. 7th, Travis Kelce. 8th, Brian Robinson. 9th round, Jalen Warren. 10th round, Javonte Williams. Both really good picks. Both overperformed those draft spots, I'd say. Luther Burden, the 11th. Came around towards the end of the season. You didn't have him at that point, but...
Yeah. I got rid of everyone who mattered like too early, and I kept all the ones who didn't. But yeah, Caleb Johnson was a bad beat. Thanks, Sleeper, for misguiding me on that one.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. Where was that? Oh, that was in Brandon's spot in the 6th round. Yeah, that was a bad pick.
Yeah, terrible pick. So I hedged my bet with Jalen Warren, and I ended up being overall happy, but I just kind of in my mind flip flopped the two. Just like say that I drafted Warren in the 6th.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it worked out in the end. So, Kincaid in the 12th, Sam Darnold in the 13th, Teuton in the 14th, and then kicker defense. Texans defense in the 15th round. They were like the number 1 defense.
Oh yeah, I dropped their ass though. Eventually. I don't think I had them by the end of the year. I should have. They didn't have a bad week. Their worst week was Indianapolis with 4 points. I should have kept them, but I think I was playing. I think at the bye, I decided not to keep them, which I think I ended up with. Who did I end the season with? I'm gonna look really quick.
Because they finished. Seahawks finished number 1 defense at 208, and then Texans 204. Nobody else was over 200 points on the season.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of just doing. I was okay with being week by week on defenses. Like I was like, okay, like I don't want to, because I was too attached to some of the players that early to drop a defense or to drop one of them to like for the sake of holding a defense. So I was like, I can piecemeal defenses week by week. And I ended the season with Jacksonville. I'm pretty sure I had Seattle 1 week, but or at least 1 or 2 weeks, a handful of weeks maybe. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I benefited from. I seldomly had a bad defense. I think 1 week I actually had like a really bad defense, but and I lost to Dylan maybe it was, but I'd have to look back at that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of streaming defenses as well. So I think it's the way to go in fantasy. And then you finished up your draft with Devin Neal in the 17th round, who you probably didn't keep for that long, and then he kind of had a little bit of value towards the end of the season when Kamara got hurt. But overall, I think you had a solid draft to be able to make the playoffs, kind of bounce back from the keeper woes that you had with Worthy and BTJ and Brian Robinson. So I think you got to give yourself credit there, and you made some smart trades as well to be able to improve your team.
I just went back and looked, and week 8, I'm pretty sure I was playing Dylan. It doesn't show me my opponent, but week 8 I got completely washed out of defenses, and so I only had 1 or 2 options, and so I picked Cincinnati against the Jets, and they got me negative 14 points. That was the worst.
I feel like I was playing. I feel like was I playing here that week?
Maybe. Week 8.
I do remember that game. I don't know if it was against me though, but I do remember you having a defense, and that, like, yeah, if you just started no defense, I think you would have won that week.
Well, who am I? Who was it? Was against you actually. I'm looking.
It was?
Yeah, it was against you. Yeah. And I would have still lost by like 4 points if I just zeroed out. But yeah, I would have. But that's if I got 0. If I got any points, like if I had gotten my like average of like 6 points, 9 points for a defense, then I would have beaten you. But c'est la vie, I guess.
That's fantasy football for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump into your trade. So your first trade was with Quinn. You 1-for-1 Garrett Wilson for Brian Thomas Jr. You got Garrett Wilson. You gave up Brian Thomas Jr. Garrett Wilson is he just floats around from team to team in our league. But yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, that was basically a wash, that trade. They both did not have good seasons. They both got hurt. Then we already talked to your trade with Ryan to get JSN, which was probably one of your best trades of the year, to get JSN, who was a top 2 wide receiver and also a keeper. So it benefited you this year as well as next year.
Yes, sir.
And then
looking forward to it.
And then your trade with Brandon, which I think is your least favorite one to talk about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You gave up Ted McMillan, Jalen Warren, and Kenneth Gainwell, and got Keenan Allen and Brashard Smith.
That was me itching to make a move because I was like, I just need one. Like, if I get one more piece, because at that point I still had Hampton and I had Javonte Williams, and I was like, if I can just get one more good wide receiver. And at that point, Allen was getting like a solid like 15 points a game, and Ted McMillan was getting me like these pot shots, like 8, 9, 10. I think he topped out at like 15 1 week, but like it was painful to watch because I was like, I just need someone with like top end ability, but I completely lost sight of how well Justin Herbert distributes the ball and how much that offense does distribute the ball, because it was Johnson, it was McConkey, then Gadsden came into the picture, and Vidal, then Hampton got hurt and Vidal stepped up, and it was just man, stop. I'm getting emotional.
I think the biggest thing that I love about that trade is that you dropped Burchard Smith like a week later, I think, and I was just like, what the hell?
Because I was like, this is stupid. Why did I do that? I immediately realized my mistake, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man, this is so bad.
But yeah, then you tried to bounce back with like, oh, I need another running back. I don't know if you had that injury to Hampton, but then you traded for Swift. You traded Tootin in that 4th round pick for Swift.
Yep.
So you tried to, help your backfield there. And then you continued to try to help your backfield by getting Kamani Vidal, who was, stepped in for Hampton, and you only had to give up an 11th round pick for that. So that was, I'm not sure if Vidal ended up having a good game for you or not to help you make the playoffs at all. But he had some, he had some good weeks. He was like hot and cold. You're like good week, bad week, good week, bad week. But I'm assuming you probably had him in that flex a couple weeks, or maybe running back.
What week did I trade that?
It was November 11th was the trade for Vidal. So like 3 weeks before, 3 or 4 weeks before the playoffs started.
Really? It was that late?
Yeah, it was probably
week 11, 3.2 points. I set him. That was the bye at week 12. Then I started. No, I sat him again, and he got 29.7 points in week 13. Then I started him. He got 13.4. Then I sat him. He got 5.8 in week 15. Then 1 point when I started him in week 16. And that was the end of Kamani Vidal. Because he came back and got 20 points immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, so he kind of helped you bridge to get back to Hampton. So I think that was a helpful trade for you.
Yeah, I sat him the 1 week he was truly effective, but he still got me 13 points that 1 week. But the rest of them were kind of meh.
Mm-hmm.
What sold me on trying to get him is that I watched him against, I think it was the Texans, and that's a good defense. And he did not want to go down. I think it was the Texans, but he just had such a good game. No, they didn't play. They didn't play Houston. I forget who it was, but it was Minnesota. It was Minnesota, and I saw him, and I decided that I wanted him. But yeah, no, good player. Good. I had high hopes for him, but it just doesn't always work out.
Yeah. And then you finished up your trade season with then trading away Swift, who you had just gotten for T. Higgins.
I thought that was pretty good because I had Hampton back. So then I had Javonte still, who was doing well. And
Allen,
like, let's try
wasn't doing what.
Yeah, so I was like, let's try re-upping on this wide receiver thing. And then I think Higgins, what happened to him? I think he ended up being kind of spotty with his injuries and stuff. He did give me one.
Yeah, he had that concussion, I think.
Yeah, he did give me 1 week of 27.2, and then another week of 14.3. He's a good player. He was good for me. He wasn't bad. It was just the injuries that killed me.
Yeah.
Can I keep
the injury?
I'll see if I can keep him, but I don't think I can.
I don't think so. No, actually, you could if you want to use a 4th round pick on him. He was a 5th round pick.
I don't have a 4th round pick, so that.
So if you want to keep, use a 3rd round pick on him.
Can we do that? Is that something that, because I know we can't.
As long as they weren't drafted, long as they weren't drafted in the first 4 rounds, you can keep them. If you happen not to use if you happen to not have a 4th round pick and you want to keep a 5th round person, then it just goes up to 3rd round.
I don't think he's worth a 3rd round pick, so
yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. So those were your 9 trades, tied for most in the league. Waivers and free agents. You had some solid pickups there that I think helped your season out. You picked up Kenneth Gainwell, who was basically wide receiver 2 for the Steelers. You picked up Kayshon Boutte, who I think didn't Did Ben end up? Or you had him for the rest of the season, Booty?
Yeah, I kept him. It was the revival of last year's nickname, Miss New Butte.
Butte. Chris was
I
trying
kept
to
it.
sell a booty card the other night on his.
Yeah,
Whatnot show.
we pulled a signed card of his.
It's a good time for an ad read.
Brought to you by
Oh, our
Pro Card
sponsor.
Prospects. For all your cheap card needs, we buy high and sell low.
This past Thursday, they did a segment of Maverick Rips. So if you missed that, you should really chime in and check that out.
Oh,
Maverick
yeah, you should.
loves ripping some packs.
He was. And we got a case hit. And I just sold the card on eBay today, so I'm trying to find it, and I don't think I can, so I'll have to cancel that sale.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Top
We're doing
end.
great things
Only
over
the
here.
finest business.
But then your other good waiver pickup was Kyle Monungai, which is probably he was a big reason of why you were able to do a lot of those running back trades that you did, because he was having some really good weeks for you. I think you spent $21 on him at the waiver pickup, so I think that was definitely well worth it.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I got no other words. I had some solid ones, but not enough to get me to the end.
Yeah. Hey, you made the playoffs. Better than previous years for you. So
fair.
Let's see. Let's jump into the champ, the winner of the Lone Star Betrayal division. Mr. Dylan Harris finished the year 10-4, which was the best record in our league. He coming into this last season, he only had made the playoffs 2 out of the previous 5 years, but now he's 3 out of 6 years, so 50%, just like Ryan. And coming into the draft, pretty straightforward draft. His keepers were Devontae Smith in the 5th round, Chuba Hubbard in the 14th round, and Puka Nacua in the 17th round, which is the best keeper in our league. Which, if you listen to the last episode, you know that I now have him.
Yes, very very sad to let go, but it was a necessary evil, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to find that out for you. We're gonna after a couple more division episodes, and a keeper episode, we're gonna have one episode entirely devoted to looking at Dylan's games and looking at Puka Nakua's scoring and looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown scoring and James Cook scoring and see if we can figure out if that trade actually mattered or not.
Yeah, that would definitely be interesting to find out.
What week did you guys make that trade?
It was November 17th. The trade went through.
Yeah, it was the last
November
week.
17th.
I think it was like the last night of the trade deadline.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
November 17th. I got to figure out what week that is in terms of.
Okay. Yeah, while you look into that, we'll jump into Dylan's draft. So you had the 7th pick in the 1st round. You went with Lamar Jackson, which ended up not being a great pick. But as we know, we're a super flex league, quarterback heavy league. So sometimes we reach for those quarterbacks a little bit earlier than we'd like to. You went with Derrick Henry in the 2nd round, who was your savior in the championship game. Tyreek Hill in the 3rd round, which ended up being a shit pick because he got injured. Dak Prescott R.I.P. Dak Prescott in the 4th round, who finished as a top 5 quarterback. So solid pick there. Then you had your keeper in the 5th round, Devonta Smith. George Pickens in the 6th round, who definitely did way better than I think we all expected heading into this season. Probably one of your best picks in the draft, which was probably followed up by your worst pick in the draft with Joe Mixon in the 7th round, who ended up never doing anything. And then in the 8th round, you went Mr. Colston Loveland, rookie tight end from Chicago, who I think you ended up dropping and I picked up, and he helped me beat you one week. but in the end of the day, it didn't matter because you won the championship. And then you went back-to-back tight end in the next round with Kyle Pitts, but I think as previously stated, you said you probably were not drafting for yourself at that point.
Yeah. I was at my buddy's lake house that weekend, and we were doing an assortment of activities, yard games and whatnot. So I was in and out of whether I was able to draft my own team or not.
He
but
was very deep into his studies.
I took control.
Weird nickname for his friends.
I took control of most of the draft, but may have been absent for a pick or three.
His studies, are otherwise known as his friends.
That's disgusting.
Then in the 10th round, you had Tajay Spears, who was like on and off kind of.
Yeah,
really
he
not
held
into much.
in a flex position here and there. When it was, especially once Tyreek went down.
Mm-hmm. Jake Bates in the 11th, a very early kicker. But hey, happy for him to win a fantasy championship this year after screwing me over the previous year. So thanks, Jake.
Yeah, I had to do with him what you couldn't,
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, appreciate that. 12th round pick, you had the wide receiver from Vegas, Beck, who never amounted to anything. Russell Wilson in the 13th round ended up getting benched. Chuba Hubbard in the 14th round, which was one of your keepers. Eventually got benched for Dowdle, but then kind of was a committee later in the season. But I think you were probably expecting more out of him coming into the season.
Yeah, definitely.
15th round Vikings defense. They finished high. I think that was a solid pick there. Tyler Stuck in the 16th round, who I think you probably dropped before he was actually a viable option, and he finished the season actually really good. Chuck, had some top 5 quarterback finishes towards the end of the season. So if you would have held on to him longer, he would have. You won the championship obviously, so we can't say it would have made your team better, but might have helped you make it a little bit easier on you.
Yeah.
And then your best pick of the draft, your keeper Puka Nacua in the 17th.
Yeah, I got him last year. Got to play with him for most of the year last year, I believe, if not half. And then had him, the whole, first 2/3 of the season, if not 3/4 of the season this year. And he was a standout this year for sure. Putting up 40, 50-point games in some cases, and that's a hard guy to replace in any position. So he was definitely a tough give up, but it was a pleasure having him.
What I think really stood out for me with your draft is that you just had some really solid picks, which I think just attributed to your best record for the regular season and winning the championship. Like Dak Prescott, top 5 quarterback on the fantasy season. Derrick Henry finished as the 7th running back on the season. You had 2 top 5 wide receivers with, whether it was Pickens and Nacua, but then it was also Pickens and then Amon-Ra once you made that trade. So you just had guys that were scoring tons of points every week, and so those little, the Hill injury and the mix and pick, those things didn't really matter because the other guys were just performing at such a high level.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so you're the kind of owner to not do much throughout the season. Especially like we just said with the solid draft that you had. You only did 2 trades, but I think there were solid trades that helped you. Your one trade was trading away Lamar Jackson for Matt Stafford, straight up with Brandon.
Yeah, I was shocked he was willing and able to do that, but I didn't hesitate much. Other than the fact that when he offered that to me, because he came to me and asked me if I wanted to do that, my first question to him was, what do you know that I don't? Because this doesn't make sense from my eyes, uh, for you, at least. So, he claimed that, there was nothing. He just wanted to see, a little bit of a change in his roster. And, ultimately it benefited me, especially with the way, he ended up finishing out the season. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lamar Jackson's weeks here. You did that trade on November 17th. So Jackson probably he finished like quarterback 27. After that, his best finish was QB 7. After that trade, with Brandon, and Stafford was, I think, consistently top 10 quarterback. Yeah, I mean he had one. We had one, quarterback 11, quarterback 18 in the championship week, but those were still 22 points when he finished quarterback 11, but he had a quarterback 3 finish with 38 points, which was your first round in the playoffs since you had the bye. He had a quarterback 5 finish right before the playoffs. So that definitely was a really good trade for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then your trade with me, with you giving up Puka Nacua a 17th round pick and a 5th round pick for Amon-Ra St. Brown and James Cook.
Yeah, this was definitely a big trade. I felt I needed to fill some roster gaps. Even knowing that I've been able to survive without Tyreek that whole time, as obviously a big hit to my roster. I definitely needed a 2-for-1, player switch. So I had to bite the bullet and unfortunately give up Puka, but I was getting 2 solid players out of him and getting a solid RB2 as well, if not RB1, because I had Derrick Henry as well. So that was definitely a move I felt was necessary at the time, and I think the biggest trade I had.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to dig deeper into that trade and then look at the games and the points on that episode. I'm just briefly looking at it right now. I mean, Amon-Ra, he finished as a wide receiver 1 week, which actually probably I think that was the week that you had a bye anyway. He scored 45 points.
I almost the numbers. So I just got the numbers.
You're killing our episode later. You're killing that episode, Justin. You're gonna break. You're breaking the news now.
I almost don't.
What news?
He's gonna make a whole episode out of it, but I also almost don't even want to freaking know, because I'll be a certain level of depressed if I find out I didn't even have to get rid of Puka Nacua for 17th round keeper for those 2 picks I end up getting.
Oh no, this is so. Can I just say it now since I have it?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So trade deadline was week 11. Basically Dylan got him starting week 12. So that he had St. Brown for a week where he scored 33.9 points, and then he got hurt at Green Bay. So with that being said,
Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, so I went back and I basically went from week 12 for all 3 players and added them all up. And so I added the 2 totals for James Cook and St. Brown and separated it from Nacua. And so Nacua, with values of 16.7, 13.2, 39.7, 31.9, 56.5, and 15.7 from week 12 to the end of the season, had 173.7 total. Cook, I'm going to spare you all the details, had 139.9 total, and St. Brown had 118.7 total. The total amount for Cook and St. Brown is 258.6. So that outscored our boy Nacua by a solid, what is that? 85 points, basically, 84.9 points. So overall, from weeks 12 to the end of the season, you increased your total points for the season by 84.9 points.
Oh, good. All right. Oh,
that's a good start. Well, on the episode, we're going to dig a little deeper though, because we have to account who would you have started instead and stuff like that to see if those weeks would have won.
Yeah, that's just a brief what I could do on the fly.
Yeah.
But
making Dylan feel a little bit better at the moment.
Yes. I may not attend that second episode. That follow-up.
Just gonna listen to it in your bedroom crying.
Yeah.
I still could have won the champ, holding the trophy. It's like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know if you had anyone that would have scored, like, instead of St. Brown, like, the only week that he had that was really bad was 9.4 points, which is it's not good, but that was week 16, coming off of his 45.4 point game where Dylan had a bye. So that was his first playoff week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after that, he had 14.8. So, I mean, not great in the playoffs, but still, like, I'd say overall that last week benefited you.
Hell yeah.
And then so those were your only two trades, and then waivers. You weren't really that active on waivers. I think you had like like $40 left at the end of the season, and Fab, where majority of the league had $0. But your biggest waiver pickup was Joe Flacco, where you spent $40 on him, and I think he definitely helped a couple weeks for you when maybe Lamar Jackson was injured, and probably got you through some buys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because he had some good weeks, Flacco, with Cincinnati. So
check it out.
But yeah, so that rounds out the champs recap. So from my perspective of your guys' division, I think I was kind of surprised at how it. Actually, I was a little surprised on how it played out. I think I was not expecting, Justin and Dylan to be making the playoffs with, previous years, not making it as much as Ryan did. But you guys bounced back, had some good seasons to be able to make the playoffs. It was exciting to see a new champ on the trophy, so I'm very happy for Dylan to have won the league and beat out Brandon in the championship game.
Thank you.
I did not want to have Brandon on that trophy for a third time. I think you guys are all heading into next season with some good capital, with some good keepers. Maybe not Dylan on the keeper front since you got rid of Puka. But I think
we've discovered it. I may not be as bad off as we initially thought I was. And also, let's not forget to mention. I forgot I had to mention this because we've done this episode a couple times already. But I was the first family member to bring the trophy home. It's only been in-laws from this point of blood. Previously, I brought it back to the bloodline.
The chosen one.
Dinners, give us the trophy.
My performance was all for Graham. Brought the trophy back home to her. Just want to dedicate my season's performance to her. Shout out.
Are you keeping it? Are you keeping it in her house?
I definitely can.
And leave it there.
That's what I was gonna say. You should put it up right in the living room where we all watch football on Sundays.
I'm sure they would love that.
I should have put it on top of the tree, in place of the star.
Well, you didn't have it then. I mean,
I know, because our commissioner was knocking. He could have pre-printed my plaque a little while ago, I guess. But
you're the what's it called? You can't even talk smack to Brandon like the day of when you're up by like 50 points. You still wouldn't talk smack. So you're the most superstitious person in our league, I think. You want me to pre-print plaques for you?
I don't talk shit. It's always bit me in the ass, and I will talk my shit after it's all said and done.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not pre-printing a plaque for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you got your trophy. Don't worry. Enjoy that thing. Keep it shiny. Dust it once in a while. Enjoy it while you have it, because we're all coming for it next season. But okay, so that rounds out the division talk, and would like to get into a segment that I like to call the walk-in with the commish. If you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know the walk-in is where you go and have uncomfortable conversations. And if you watch previous episodes, you know we've brought Chris into the walk-in before. If you the non-aired episodes
in the walk-in, a lot. I'm there constantly.
Yeah, because a lot of people need to have tough conversations with you, Chris.
Yes.
And I had a conversation with all those Baltimore Ravens fans, which was not aired, which was probably the best walk-in conversation. But this walk-in conversation is going to be with somebody from the Lone Star division, and that's Mr. Ryan Harris. He's not, unfortunately, could not make this episode, but we're going to have a special episode just for him in a couple weeks so that he can defend himself. But Ryan, welcome to the walk-in. We need to talk about your trades. We need to talk about the decisions that you are making throughout the fantasy season. And we just got to stop it. You just got to think before making these trades. You gotta reach out to some friends, maybe do a little research on the internet, maybe listen to our podcast next season when we're talking about waivers. Just stop making those trades that are going to screw over the rest of the league. I mean, it brings us lots of joy to look back at them and joke around about them, but get your shit together.
I mean, to be fair, me and Ryan didn't make any trades this year, and I was the one who ended up winning. So, I mean, the quote-unquote ruining the league, you can't fully apply to that just because it's not like whoever you made a trade with ended up having the ultimate success. So,
I mean, I don't know who invited Dylan to the walk-in, but I didn't say ruin the league. Screw over some other people.
Yeah, well,
with his trades. But yeah, walk-in doors closed. Ryan gets the point. Stop making stupid trades. Make smarter decisions next year. But yeah, that was our walk-in segment of the episode. We'll see who is going to join me in the walk-in on next week's episode when we recap the Committee Misfits division next week. Which I hear is going to be the best episode yet.
At
least that's what
ready. You have no idea.
That's what your wife has told me, Chris.
You're gonna never want to go on the internet again.
I'm actually I'm a little frightened. I mean, we're gonna have you on there, which is Mr. I don't care.
The power of stupid people in a group. We're gonna.
I'm a little scared about
that episode.
What's that?
We're gonna have Ben. We're gonna have Ben, Nick, and Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all through. Oh God.
And I might just need.
It's not. We're not.
I might just need Justin from afar. I might just need Justin from afar, just as like support. I think I might just need you to join from afar, Justin, just as support, because I'm very worried it's going to go downhill.
Ape strong together, Justin. Ape strong together.
I'll let you know.
I could just picture Ben like completely taking over the episode and like slandering everything and
why World War I started and why World War II started and how it ended and did America win. That's the podcast. You think it's gonna be about fantasy football? It's not. It's just not.
It's gonna be about Hitler.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So much. You have no idea. You think you have
Yeah,
control.
I do not. I
But you
don't
have
have. I
none.
know I don't have control. I have zero control. And I mean, I'm lucky I've survived this long as the commissioner of this league. You guys put me through hell all the time.
I
Um,
secretly love it. Oh, this guy just fell off his
nah,
half pipe. Patriots
I
and
don't.
Broncos at 3. That's soon.
Yeah, that's coming up soon. Yeah, I need to go check on my chili, make sure it's tasting good. Get ready for these 3 o'clock games: Patriots and Broncos, and then 49ers and Rams later on tonight at I think 6:30. Should be some good games. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, all of us in person this time. Weather permitting, and hopefully we will be
Yeah, we got
talking
a.
about the committee misfits
It's
division
gonna be
or
fun.
maybe some other stuff.
We got a new bit of a setup to the studio. We have an additional table, which provided
Yeah.
some length and girth to our spot here. We also have green screens up, so it kind of looks like we're like sectioned off here a little bit. So
Very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
yeah, I added another heater, so it's nice and warm, and I relocated the whiskey bar, so it's a little more accessible. That's about it. That's all I did.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to step away.
Alrighty,
for a second.
gentlemen.
What's up?
Nothing. I was just talking about how the X Games are going off right now. It's pretty good. Sponsored by Jeep and Pacifico. Right now, Cameron
Nice.
Spalding is going down. I guess this is the snowboarding freestyle. Oh, he's about to hit the pipe. Oh, big jump. Some weird spinny move. Pretty cool.
But thank you, gentlemen, for joining this episode. Appreciate Justin.
The Nuggets and
Dylan.
Grizzlies have been postponed due to weather, in case anybody was interested in that.
I was very concerned about that.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay warm out there, guys.
Thank you, champ. Yes, be careful with the snow. We'll see everybody next week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and enjoy your Sunday dinner.
Yeah,
we're out.
Sounds
As
good.
well.
You
Take care,
enjoy,
guys.
you enjoy your farm raised chili.
Yeah, your free range chili, whatever that is. What are you doing over there?
Yes, and happy birthday again, Commish, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And,
Thank
and,
you.
happy
Appreciate it.
Sunday.
Nice.
Yes, thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest
All
of your
right.
day.
You too. Bye.
Bye, guys.
That episode was brought to you by Pro Card Prospects. Check us out on Whatnot for all your card needs.